So yeah, thanks for taking the time. I know you're busy.
Yeah. I mean, I've just been doing online stuff for work at the moment, so I'm
Yeah,
actually
well,
relatively unbusy these past couple of days, but it's all right.
DITZ, DITZ. Yeah, amazing band, brilliant stuff.
Nice.
So I thought I'd try and get a few words with you because you're doing the Great Escape next week.
Yeah, we are.
I think you're doing an Alco Pops showcase event. Is that right?
Yeah, we got that one, which is the official escape show. Then we got a few alternative bits about as well.
Okay. How many shows have you got altogether?
Well, I mean, it's a weird 3 days for us because I think we've got two on Thursday, two alt escape shows, and then on Friday we got a one-off show in Brussels. So we have to
Right.
go to that and then come back on Saturday.
Okay.
I think we're it's pretty tight all over the place.
Yeah. So by Saturday, you might be a little bit worse for wear. Is that right?
Yeah, I think so.
But it's a great escape. Who cares? What's the Brussels show?
It's with Pigs Times 7.
Okay, brilliant.
Yeah.
Excellent. That should be fun, shouldn't it?
Yeah, it should be. I'm just, I'm not sure. I don't think we're taking a van with us. I think we're doing it all in probably in like a people carrier from Enterprise or something. So
Yeah. Okay, that'll be fun and interesting. Cool. So, I mean, you're a Brighton-based band, and you've been going for a few years now. But you just released it's your debut album, isn't it? The Great Depression,
yeah,
Regression. Yeah,
that's the first one.
and it's just come out. Is it available physically yet, or is that coming out later?
So we got the CDs and the tapes, but vinyl is a bit behind at the moment. So I think at the moment it's July 29th is going to be our
Right.
vinyl release day. Yeah, I think we got unlucky there with all of the delays that have been happening at the moment. I'm excited for that. I've got the
Yeah.
test press in at the moment. Like I can, I've got it for me at least.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Don't lose it. I think it's coming out in pastel pink, isn't it? Apparently.
Yeah, I think we got a couple of different. I think we got a couple of different colors because we did a Dinked edition, which is the record stores where all the independent record stores have this thing that they do where they press like a special edition copy of albums
Right.
when they
Okay.
come out, and so I think that might be that one. And I feel like the other one might be pink as well. I think we just stuck with that theme.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, obviously you've released the album and you've kind of celebrated that, but you get a chance to celebrate it again, don't you? And I think you're doing an install
Yeah.
at Resident Records.
Yeah, we got one at Resident, and then I think we're doing one in Portsmouth as well, the day after or something as well. So it's
You're going to be doing a show in Resident?
I think so. Yeah, I think that's the plan. I don't know. We'll have to strip it back somehow. I'm not entirely sure how we're going to do that, but we'll make it work.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. I mean, I've heard that some people just go for it and some people don't. I don't know.
Yeah, I've seen a few before. I saw Rolo Tomasi do it about 6 years ago in there,
Yeah,
and that didn't seem very stripped back. I think
no.
it's just yeah,
I
I think it's
heard,
more of a don't knock anything over. That's the
yeah. Can you tell me about the beginnings of the band? Sort of a rough outline of how you guys got together and what was the plan?
So it was probably about 6 years, slightly longer than 6 years ago now when we first sort of met. We all went to uni in Brighton and would have started about 6 years ago. It was just through sort of going to shows. That's how we sort of met each other. I think it was after we saw Mutations that year, actually 2015. So
Yeah.
that's 7 years ago now, actually. But we went and we saw Lightning Bolt and Mets and Blacklisters were all played at Concord, and I think a few of us just turned around and said, "Oh, let's give that a go. Let's like try and do something like that." And then I think it took us about 6 months or so, maybe a bit longer, even to sort of start playing shows. But yeah, been a long road since then.
Things obviously come pretty good, haven't they? Things are really picking up. I think the album's been really well received. Doing some great gigs. It's taken a while, but it's kind of
Yeah,
happening, isn't it? So that's good, isn't it? Perseverance and patience paying off, especially with COVID getting in the way of things.
yeah, I think that's it. 2 years gone basically there in the middle. So
Yeah.
I mean, saying that, we managed to get in about, I think, the over 30 shows in 2021, but like at the end of it, and I think we've done something similar so far this year. So
Where does the name come from? DITZ. What's that? What does that mean?
it's like a ditzy person is somebody who
Right. Okay. Yeah.
sometimes, yeah. I think it's just kind of aesthetically quite nice. Like we like the one word thing. It's got a Z in it. That's cool. Yeah, that's why kind of like why we picked it. It was flicking through a dictionary trying to find the best word.
Yeah. Yeah. It works. It's good work. And the album, The Great Regression, obviously that's been a long time in coming. You released quite a few things before then, didn't you? But it's nice to be able to put everything onto one long player, isn't it?
I mean, one of the songs had come out before on our first EP, which is from 2016. But we've been playing that live for so long that we just kind of thought it's changed a lot over the years. It needs a new version. So we stuck that on there. But everything else was every other track. I think we'd played maybe two of them live before. No, maybe two or three of them live before COVID hit. I think when we had that lockdown, that was when we just started getting into the idea of just writing one song and then doing the next one. And
Yeah.
no, we had a few more that we binned in the end, which was quite good. I think we felt quite productive for a bit then. So in a way, it kind of helped actually to have that little lockdown break to try and write some songs, because we're
Yeah.
trying to get back at it again now, and it's we're finding that we're a bit slow to get on it. We don't want to wait another 7 years for album two, so I think we've got to push a bit.
Are you all based in Brighton?
Yeah, we are. Yeah, well, or Hove, yeah,
Yeah.
thereabouts, yeah.
And so the album, the Great Regression, I'm not sure if that's actually mentioned on as a lyric anywhere on the album, any of the tracks, but whether it is or isn't, why did you call the album that?
It's kind of like a tongue in cheek. I mean, it's more to do with us when we go on tour. We call that the Great Regression, because we kind of revert to being children and laughing at stupid things the entire time that we're in the van. I think that's where the idea came from. I think it's funny to us because it sounds quite grand and sounds like it means something, but it's just a reference to us being, dumb and having fun on tour.
But saying that, you do take things. I mean, obviously, there's quite an element of seriousness within the music, isn't it? Within the lyrics.
There is, but I think it's drier than a lot of people pick up on. Like, there is humor there. I struggle to live with it if it's too on the nose. So it's got to be really, really subtle. Otherwise, I don't think I would get on stage and sing it.
So you recently played with Protomartyr, didn't you? At the Hope and Ruin, I think it was.
Yeah.
And how was that?
Yeah, it was really fun. I really like that band. And we'd just been on tour we'd played the Hope and Ruin about 2 weeks before it, but when as part of our headline tour, and we didn't really have to play that Protomartyr show. I think it was more of a case of we just kind of wanted to, It was an excuse for me to book it off work and go. If I'm playing, it felt a bit more worthwhile than just booking off and buying a ticket, But yeah, that was really fun. They were great. Really enjoyed their set.
And then there's the official Jordan Mooney Memorial Charity Concert coming up as well, isn't it? At the end of May.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, Jordan, I don't know much about Jordan, but a legendary kind of figure in punk. Living in Brighton.
Yes, well, I think maybe slightly outside of Brighton. Always going to shows in Brighton, that's for sure.
So she was still going to shows right up to the end, as it were.
Yeah, I think the last time I would have seen her would have been I think it was our 2020 show at Prince Albert. It was like just before lockdown.
So she came and
Yeah.
saw you play. Right, brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, her husband, I'm not sure if it's her husband or a partner, Nick, though, he writes for Brighton and Hove News. He's
Right.
always been like a really enthusiastic supporter of kind of local bands, and he goes and writes a review of every local band show. And we
Okay.
kind of
Yeah.
met her through him,
Yeah.
and it's him that's organised this show as well. I think we like to play it for him more than anything because he's you know, obviously he's going to be having a bit of a hard time right now, and I think
Yeah.
he's a really good guy to a lot of people. I think that's the main reason we want to play it, to show some
Yeah.
support for him.
You're probably the one of the youngest bands there, if not the youngest, aren't you? Just looking at the lineup, a lot of old punk bands.
Yeah,
Spiz Energy. Where's Captain Kirk? You know that song?
I think it'd be an interesting one for us
Yeah.
actually. I'm wondering. I mean, most of our audience is people in their 40s anyway. I think, like,
Right.
yeah, especially in Brighton, actually.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, it's quite an interesting lineup. Johnny Moped, the Monochrome sets, AKDK, the more contemporary, aren't they?
Yeah, electronic band, aren't they?
Yeah, so I think just duo drums and synths or something like that. They're pretty ferocious live. So in terms of the music that you make, obviously a lot of people sort of bandy around terms, post-punk being the obvious one, but how do you see it? I think metal's been mentioned a couple of times, isn't it, with regards to you guys?
I think
That-
so. I mean, I've seen it a couple of times, and I mean, we like some metal. Yeah, our drummer Sam, before he was playing with us, he was playing in, death metal and grindcore bands, and that's
right.
kind of, I mean, that's kind of why we picked him, because we wanted like a really strong drummer, somebody who can, somebody who's got chops, and there's a lot of
Yeah.
that in that kind of music. I
Yeah.
mean, I think noise rock is the big one for us. It's bands like the Jesus Lizard, and you know a lot of that sort of 90s stuff. But we
Yeah.
also, I mean, industrial metal, I can see that. I can see how that works. And also, I mean, we like bands like Converge and stuff as well. I think it's just the heaviness throws people. Like it can't not be metal if it's quite heavy. I think that's how some
Yeah.
people see it. But it's definitely yeah, it's definitely coming more out of a sort of punk thing than it is a metal thing, for sure.
But you like it loud, basically. Loud and
Yeah,
visceral. You got any
yeah,
issues with
there's a
that
good word.
when you play live? People going, my God, guys, what are you doing? Can you turn it down a bit? Or you've got limiters and all this sort of nonsense?
I mean, in France when we just did the tour in April in France, there's quite a lot of there's a law that it's got to be, I think it's 106 dB
Right.
is the max. And our sound engineer was there kind of fighting with it every day. I think it depends how new the venue is as well, like as to how much of a shit they give, basically.
Yeah.
I don't think we've ever been told to turn down that much.
No.
I think people are a bit more forgiving when it's live as well. I think if something's quite heavy when it's live, it's people kind of expect it anyway, because they want to go and watch some loud music, even if they're not usually into heaviness,
So, I mean, obviously the album's still really fresh. You got any plans for the future? I mean, obviously you're going to be gigging a lot, but it sounded like you're quite keen to,
Yeah, I
at
think
some
we're
point soon get some new tracks down or start thinking about recording some new tracks.
yeah. I mean, the process is quite long. I mean, we recorded the Great Regression in 2020, before the middle of 2020, and it took us. I mean, by the time it was mastered, it was probably August, and then I mean the vinyl's not going to be out until July of this year. So
Yeah.
no, that would have been it would have been 2021 actually. I'm a year out, but yeah, but it's a year's difference from mastering to vinyl. So I think we're trying to get on the writing as quick as possible. So I mean, even if it's 2 years time from now that we see another album coming out, or 2.5 years, like I think we want to try and be as quick on it as possible, just because there's
Yeah.
so many things that could delay
Sure.
us, as we've learned over the past couple of years.
All right, nice one. Well, thanks for taking the time. I've yeah, I better leave it there. But thanks a lot. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys play at the Great Escape. Should be a lot of fun.
Thanks a lot, man.